Welcome to the February 2023 compilation video, where we review each aircraft that we have seen this month so far. Everything from the diminutive 727-100 and L-100 to the Queen of the Skies herself, the mighty 747. You see the colorful and the bland, and futures that might have been, and old friends long gone. Please watch as we take a stroll down memory lane to those aircraft we got to see the histories of this month. And if you watch till the end, a preview of what you could expect to see next month. Thank you. First up, the Continental 777-224 Extra Range and the Peter Max New York City Year 2000 livery. Delivered to Continental Airlines in 1999, this aircraft is registered as November 77014 and flew with the Peter Max livery from its delivery in 1999 to 2008. This aircraft currently flies with United Airlines after its merger with Continental Airlines in 2010, wearing the post-merger livery. Next up, the Southern Air Transport Lockheed L-100 cargo freighter. After spending the years 1969 through 1984 flying cargo all around Alaska with Interior Airways, Alaska International Air, and Mark Air, this cargo transport flew cargo all around the lower 48 until 1998. At this point, it transferred over to the African continent, where it continues flying today, mostly for UN food and aid missions. On February 3rd, we came upon the BWIA West Indies Airways A340-313X. This aircraft started its career flying passengers internationally for Air Canada from 1995 to 2002. Then it was acquired by BWIA West Indies Airways and registered as 9Y-TJN. And given the colorful steel drum livery. By 2007, it was flying for Aerolíneas Argentina before being scrapped in 2014. February 6 brought us the Tupolev Tu-154M flying for Aeroflot. The Soviet airline Aeroflot originally acquired this aircraft as CCCP-85643 in 1988. After the fall of the Soviet Union, the aircraft was briefly stored and then returned to service in 1992. As RA-85643 for the Russian version of Aeroflot. This aircraft was eventually scrapped in Moscow in 2010. On February 7th, we see the Delta Airlines A330-941 with the Team USA Olympic livery. This aircraft was delivered in the standard Delta Airlines onward and upward livery that the airline has worn since their merger with Northwest. Soon after that, though, it was designated as the aircraft to carry Team USA to the 2022 Winter Olympics, so that's when it received its current livery. Next, we come upon the Pacific Southwest Airlines 727-173C, a combination passenger and cargo aircraft for much of its career. Starting with World Airways, it soon went to United, then Japan Airlines, then on to Pacific Southwest. All told, this aircraft would be based in North America, Asia, the Middle East, and Africa throughout its entire career, before finally ending up on the scrap heap. February 9th saw plane number 2 of the JetX 2-plane set involving this aircraft and the PSA 727-173C we saw on February 8th. This aircraft was first delivered to Pacific Southwest Airlines in 1969 and would fly with them until 1982. Piedmont would fly this aircraft until the 1989 merger with US Air, which had also recently purchased Pacific Southwest Airlines. So in effect, it had returned home again. And now a visit with the Queen of the Skies, the Boeing 747, specifically a 747 belonging to TAP Air Portugal, who owned and operated the 747-282B from 1972 to 1984. During its time with TAP Air Portugal, it would wear two distinct liveries. From there, this aircraft would fly with TWA, including service with Desert Shield and Sword, and then end its career with Tower Air. Monday, February 13th, we visit another 747, this time a World Airways 747-486BDSF. Initially, this aircraft flew passengers with Malaysia Airlines from 1993 to 2007. After a cargo conversion, the aircraft would join World Airways fleet and fly with them until 2014. At this point, the aircraft would bounce around between various cargo airlines until landing with its current owner, Astral Aviation. Due to real-world events out of my control, there were no videos produced from February 14th to February 17th. Once production resumed, we did something a little different. A plane that was made into a model by Gemini Jets in 2006, but no actual aircraft exists in this livery. The Northwest 787-851 was originally ordered in the middle 2000s. However, due to production delays at Boeing and the 2010 Northwest merger with Delta Airlines, this order was eventually canceled in favor of A350s. February 21st would bring us only our second propeller-driven aircraft this month, the Eastern Airlines Lockheed L-188A. This aircraft would serve as a passenger liner for Eastern Airlines with many different liveries from 1958 to 1970. After 8 years in storage, the aircraft would receive a cargo conversion and fly from 1978 to the late 1990s with Zantop International before being scrapped. On February 22nd, again, we did something we don't do here often on this channel, a general overview of an aircraft type. On this day, it was the venerable United States Air Force B-52 Intercontinental Bomber. This aircraft was produced in various versions from 1955 to 1959. While most rows and stars were combat-related, 2 NASA-operated aircraft were used to launch high-speed research aircraft. Next up, the Federal Express 767-3S2F-ER. One of the newest planes this month, this aircraft is currently in its 10th year of service with Federal Express as of 2023, sporting the registration of November 104FE and the current purple tail and white fuselage livery currently in use with Federal Express. This is the only aircraft this month that was purpose-built to be a cargo-carrying aircraft. February 24th saw a return to Russia with the Aeroflot IL-62M serving with both the Soviet version of Aeroflot and the Russian version of Aeroflot. Also during its time, it briefly flew with Guyana Airways. Briefly placed into storage in the early 1990s during the fall of the communist government, the aircraft returned to service from 1992 to 2010, before meeting the scrapper's blade. The last video of the month saw the newly released Gemini Jet Sun Country 737-8K5WL, released in 2023. The aircraft started its career with Thomson Airways over in Europe. The situation transitioned into it becoming part of Thule Airways as part of a corporate restructuring. Eventually, the aircraft would fly over North America and beyond in 2021 with Sun Country Airlines in its shown colorful livery. And now for a tease of what is coming up in March of 2023. Over the coming month, you will see the Airbus Super Guppy, the Transworld Airways MD-83, the Janet Airlines 737-600, and the Alaska Air Embraer 170 and Horizon Air Retro livery, amongst many others. Hopefully, we won't have any interruptions to our shooting schedule as we did last month. Thank you for viewing this channel loyally.